Congratulations on reaching the end of this section. In this video we're going to take a look at how we can back up your site in case the worst was to happen. So with all the care in the world, things can and do go wrong when dealing with technology. If the worst was to happen and we lost all of our website data, we want to make sure all of our hard work is not lost. It makes sense to cover this possibility by creating backups of our website. And with lots of great plugins available to do this easily, there really is no excuse not to. So to do this, we're going to head over to the dashboard plugins section. So down to plugins, and then I'm going to search for a plugin called Back WP Up. So add new, and then search. So Back WP Up. And this is the one we want. So schedule complete automatic backups of your WordPress installation. So install now. And then once that's done, activate the plugin. And then in the dashboard, once that's done, we should get a new menu option of Back WP Up. So I'm going to get started by going to the dashboard. And then once we're in there, there's a few steps we need to take. So the first one is to check the installation. So just select that. And this takes us to the settings page and displays our site information and the results of various tests. So everything is fine here. There appears to be no problems with the installation. There's various tabs at the top of the settings page, and most of them can be left at default, but we can change things such as the maximum number of log files in the logs tab. So this is set to 30, so this will save a maximum number of 30, and also whether we want to compress the files. And you can also see there's a file location to where we want to save the files. So currently these are set to the uploads folder inside the WordPress content folder. And I'm happy with that, so I'm just going to leave it as the default settings. So if we head back over to the dashboard, and then the second step is to create a backup job. So we can do that now. So go to the jobs option in the menu, and this is a list of all the jobs which we have available. So currently there's no jobs because we haven't set one up yet. So let's do that now. So click on add new, and then give it a name. So I'm going to create a weekly backup. So I'm just going to call it weekly backup. And then we can choose which tasks we want to run. So I'm going to create a full backup. So it's going to be a database backup, all our files, and XML export, a list of the installed plugins, and also to check the database tables, just in case there's any problems there. So down to job destination, which is at the bottom. Now I'm just going to leave this as a zip file, and you can change that if you prefer. So job destination. So where should your backup file be stored? So I'm going to click backup to folder, and you can also back up to places such as Dropbox and various other services. And then save those changes to create that job. And then at the top we've got a schedule tab, and we can choose how we want to start the job. We can do it manually, or I'm going to set up a schedule with WordPress cron. So click on WordPress cron, and because it's a weekly backup, we can go down to the scheduler, click on weekly, and select the day you want it to happen on, and also the time of day, and then save the changes. Next, we've got the database backup options. And note we can choose which tables we want to back up, and also the name of the SQL database file. So we can change that if we want, but I'm just going to leave it as it is, and also back up all the tables. So that's okay as it is. The files options, we can choose to exclude any files which we don't want to back up, but I'm going to leave all the defaults as it's a full backup. XML export. Here we can export our WordPress content into a XML file, and that makes it really easy to import into other WordPress sites using the WordPress importer. The plugins tab. So the plugins tab is the area where we can change the text file name, which contains a list of all the installed plugins. There's also an option to compress, again if required. Database check. Here we can check our database tables. We can also have the option to try and repair any defected tables if there's any issues found. So I'm going to click on try to repair and then save those changes. And then to folder is the location of the backup. So I'm going to keep it in the uploads folder and make sure that's all saved. And then if we go back over to the jobs in the backup menu, you can see that we've now got a job in the list, which is our weekly backup that we just created. The type, it's a full backup of all the available items or all the available files that we can back up. So because this is a weekly backup, it's not run yet, as you can see in the last option. So if you want to create a initial backup, hover over the backup name and click Run Now. And it usually doesn't take too long to do, even for a full backup. So just give that a minute to finish off. Okay, so now that's all finished. I'm going to go over to our MAMP folder. So Applications, MAMP, and then into the H2 docs where our project is saved. And then inside our blog, I'm just going to check this is saved in the right location. So WP content, and then we saved it to the uploads folder. And then inside there, we've got the back WP up backups folder. So if we open up this, we've got the zip file that we just backed up with the current date. So the weekly backup has run fine, and that's really useful if we have any problems in the future with our site and we need to restore it. Okay, that's it. So that's how you can create a backup of your website in case you run into any problems in the future. So congratulations on getting to the end of this section. I hope you enjoyed the project. And be sure to come back in the next section where we'll move on to creating a new project and we'll take a look at WordPress e-commerce.